welcome to I Spy with Hansel and Gretel, our first exciting episode and a bit of a new venture. We all need new things in this day and age. We've got an extremely exciting special guest, Daniela Rhodes, aka D-Vox. You'll know her from her amazing singing and DJ sets, techno, tech house, you name it. But yeah, she does it all. We love her, and that's why she's our first guest. Thank you for being our first guest. So, Daniela, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself as a DJ? Just tell us in short, about you as a DJ, producer. Go for it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you, firstly, for having me, girls. It's an absolute pleasure and an honour to be here as your first guest. And I really wish you all the best for the venture. It's so exciting. I'm so happy.
Very much. Cheers with our cup of tea.
Cheers.
Herbal tea.
Okay, so as a DJ, it's I don't know. I like to explore all different kinds of sound. I don't like to limit myself as a DJ. No. In the early years, it started off with hard dance, but progressed into more house music. I didn't actually find techno until around 2016. Started DJing in 2002. Drum and bass. I just like a bit of everything. As a DJ, I'd say I'm quite an all-rounder.
You are. You do techno very well. We love your techno sets. We delve into it, don't we? A little bit, but you suit it very much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I do love techno. Actually, I find I quite like the long mixes. The long, drawn-out blends.
Different style of mixing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Great. So who and what inspired your love of music? It doesn't have to be house. It doesn't have to be, go right back to the start. Who would you say inspires you to be the way you are as a DJ and an artist?
Well, I have to say it starts with my parents and the influence that they've had on me since being very small. I mean, I can remember my mum playing Michael Jackson tapes and Stevie Wonder. They'd listen to soul, Motown. I mean, my dad's got a humongous vinyl collection. Marvin Gaye, all sorts. And it definitely comes from there. I mean, I've always grown up with a passion, a passion for music, but music's always been there. So it seems inevitable. And for my dad to even have all these records. I mean, he used to do parties and stuff when he was in his teens and his 20s as well. So it's kind of just in the blood.
Did he sort of teach you, or did he?
No. Well, I think back then it was a bit different as a DJ. I mean, he was more of a selector as opposed to a DJ as you would know a DJ today who would blend the tunes. I mean, I've actually tried to mix those old school 70s tracks, and I tell you, it's hard. Because they're bands, so you're trying to mix recordings of live music, and it's really hard.
And do you like DJing vinyl? Is that is what would be your go-to if you had someone gave you a pair of CDJs or vinyls?
Oh, it would have to be the vinyl. I miss playing vinyl, and I hope to play more. Actually, as you can see behind me, there's a little bit of a stash back here.
Amazing.
It's predominantly. I do love vinyl. There's something about mixing vinyl. There's just the sound quality and just the raw feel of it. When you mix on vinyl, when you get two tracks locked, they're locked, and they do this really cool thing, like they oscillate between each other, and you can just feel them. They've just got their own vibration, and it's like they're alive but together. It's like, oh, I love it.
Oh, we love that. And sort of where would you say that your sort of first break into the industry was? Obviously, it was years ago, but sort of what would be your pinnacle of where you sort of would say I broke into it?
Okay, so break into the industry. I mean, there were a couple of things that happened. So as a vocalist, my first collab release was with Phil, and that came about. He's a drum and bass producer, for those that don't know. I actually had my first gig in Bournemouth, my first drum and bass gig for an event called Liquid, Andy Homer booked me, and I happened to be supporting and warming up for Filth and Facing Jinx. And, you know, for my first ever local drum and bass gig, it was a bit, I was a bit mind blown. Yeah, I was really daunted. Anyway, I played my set, and I had my microphone on the stand, and Filth and Facing Jinx, they turned up and they started, you know, getting all their gear set up, and Phil said to me, he said, "Oh, are you a vocalist?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm a vocalist." He said, "Oh, do you fancy jumping on our set for half an hour, for the first half an hour?" I was like, okay. I was just really like on the spot, and I thought, wow, okay, this is an opportunity here, so I have to kind of take it. And he gave me the mic, he set up the mic, and I just freestyled. And the music that he was playing to begin with was really quite liquid, really kind of smooth drum and bass, and it just worked. I just busted out all this stuff, and when I got to the end, he gave me a piece of paper with his number on, and he said, "Call me, let's talk." And I was like, cool, amazing. And then he gave me his email address as well. I think I sent him an email, and then it just started from there. And it's been a real nice journey with Filth. I mean, since that first release, it was Perpetual Motion. Came out on, I think it was, I don't even remember the label now. No, Flex Out Audio, sorry. It was just a small portion of my voice that he used. But since then, he asked me to work with him again. And I've actually, I don't know why I haven't got it here with me to show you, but I got my first ever vinyl collab on vinyl with Phil that came out last year.
That's amazing. That's really, really good. Wow, well done.
So as a vocalist, that's where it began. But as a DJ, my first break, I think, when I was 21, I hustled my way to a set in Oshana in Milton Keynes.
Wow.
There were some lads all playing in the downstairs room, and I was out on a girls' night out, you know, with heels and stuff. I didn't look like a DJ at all.
As you do.
Yeah, I can DJ, and that's exactly what I did. I was really drunk, and I went over. I said, "Hey, I can DJ."
Well, throw yourself in the deep end, don't you? We've all done it. We've all done it.
Yeah. And then I wouldn't go away, and I think just to get rid of me, they said, "All right, well, you come along tomorrow night, you know, let's see what you've got." And me being me and an opportunist, I was like, "Oh, they've thrown me a bone." So literally the next day, I was hungover, but I turned up at Oshana with my record box, my vinyl, and I said, "So I'm here to play the set," like just like that. And they said, "Oh, okay, then you can go back to back with us then." I was like, sweet. And I ended up I went back to back with these guys for about 3 hours, and they asked me to call them at the end of the night and stuff. And
that's unbelievable. That's some real courage there. Yeah, not everyone has that courage in the DJ world. They have to be asked, but to sort of stand up and be like, "Give me a sec, I'm going to do this." Yeah, how scared? I bet you were absolutely petrified, but buzzing at the same time.
I really was, yeah. And actually, it was the first taste I had of what not to play, because I played a track that I loved, and it cleared the dance floor. And for that to happen to me, like one of my first ever gigs in front of people, for me to learn that lesson the hard way like that, I was like, geez, what have I done? Where is everyone?
That leads us on to talk about some of your best achievements. What would you sort of, obviously starting out, then you progressed, and what would you say is your top achievement? I know it's probably difficult to pinpoint one.
Yeah, it is really hard. I mean, achievements. Being invited to go and play on Life FM in London, one of the longest standing legendary radio stations. I've been back there maybe 4 times now. I've got some really good friends, Martin Nitram at Hardpoint Recordings, Technola as well. She's just been signed by a collective agency. She's a really good friend of mine. She's been on the scene since the 90s, and she invited me to her show. And we're really good friends as well. Mel and Roasty, big shouts to them down at the station. I attended for an all-day female ladies rolling out, I think Mel called it. And it was myself and Dutchie and Sweet Pea and a few other DJs as well. Lady G, I think she came down too from Bournemouth. So going to Life FM, that was a real nice experience. Also, the good friend of mine again, and female DJ Sharm Pillay in Australia. She's South African, but she was living in Australia.
We've done an interview for her as well, and she featured you on her page, didn't she? Amazing.
Yeah, she did. She's so lovely. And she actually, she knew the lady at Audiation magazine who basically asked me for an interview. And she said, you know, would you like, she wanted to print my interview with Sharm in Audiation magazine. And I didn't know that it was going to be, you know, my page, my picture on the front cover of this magazine. And with a big 4-page spread of the interview. And I was like, oh my gosh, how lovely. And I've got the magazine as well. I haven't got that with me. I'm so unprepared. But that was a really nice achievement as well, which I'm really proud of. What else? Oh, there's so much stuff.
So much.
Going to the Maldives as well. That was a cool experience. I am somebody that I knew, a good friend of mine in Australia that I met when I was traveling there when I was in my early 20s. She hooked me up with a lady that she knows who hires female DJs for hotels and events around India and Australia. And she gave them my number, and I got like a generic text that gets sent to probably lots of DJs saying, this is the job, Maldives, 3 months, da-da-da, da-da-da. And I was like, is this real? So I literally that day, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, quick, I need to be the first one to respond to this. Got the email, all the links, and I just waited. And I ended up actually quitting my job as a receptionist a week before I was offered, because if I hadn't have done, I wouldn't have got I had to give my month's notice, otherwise I wouldn't have got my wages. So I quit my job.
The thing is, you do things like that in your DJ career, and you just make the next step and the next step. You know, it's what you got to do. You've got to take those risky jumps sometimes. Definitely. Yeah. So, you know, as a producer, singer, we've chosen 2 because you've done loads, so we had to sort of pinpoint a couple so that we don't speak for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your D&B collaboration. So we absolutely love that track. We absolutely love it.
Which track?
The track, the Herculean, if I'm saying that right, on the Herculean recordings.
Herculean recordings with Fishy.
Yeah, with Fishy, yeah. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We need to put it in our sets as well. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, girls. That's so nice of you. That's actually a recent release. That came out in...
Was it? 8th of
February.
Yeah, great.
Yes, and Fishy, I downloaded some promos. So I'm signed up to get DNBB Records promo emails.
Okay.
So whenever they have the new tracks coming out, I'm like, oh, what's this? And anyway, I downloaded some of Fishy's tunes. And there was one track that I really liked. Oh, I can't remember what it was called now. It's really bad of me again. God, I'm so rubbish.
Don't worry.
Anyway, I played his track in my Mental Health Matters set, raising money for Mind last year, which is also coming up again in May. So watch this space, guys. I dropped Fishy's tune and I sang a vocal over his track, and he locked in and listened, and he messaged me afterwards and said, I really like what you did with that. Do you want to collaborate with me? Should we make a tune? I was like, oh, okay.
So we didn't even know that was how, you know, obviously you get messages from people to collaborate with you, but that's such an amazing thing that he actually spotted what you did with his track and sort of saw a bit of a gap and thought, yeah, I'm going to message her. That's amazing. Credit to you, you're singing.
Oh, it's so lovely and nice that you know, that I love collaborating, and not just because I like to make music, but I love meeting people. I'm a people person.
You end up meeting, virtually at the moment through lockdown. But another track we absolutely love that we are going to hear this in dance floors when clubs open and stuff is your Ake Feel Again. Am I saying that right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely brilliant.
Dance floor banger.
Yes. Love it.
Guys, that tune, yeah. So we were actually introduced through Nina Claire Wilde, and she asked me for a vocal. I sent her a few things over, and then she messaged me and said, I know somebody that needs a vocalist. Are you interested in working with him? I said, yeah, cool. So she set up a group chat for us on Facebook, and AK initially sent me a track that needed a vocal, and I hadn't worked on it for about a week. I was like, oh, I need to get to work on that track. Anyway, I got another message from him saying, don't bother working on that track. The label has found another vocalist for the track. They've assigned somebody to it, so we won't be doing that one. But I've got this music here, see what you think. And it was the track, Feel Again. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, this track is fire.
Brilliant. Where do people sort of go and get it if they want to, buy it? Or so tell people where to get it. You need to get it now, people.
Well, hot off the press news is we have a release date for the track. It's been signed to Zulu Records, and it's coming out, I think, on the 23rd of April. So watch.
There we go, everybody. That's so exciting for you. That's amazing.
I'm so glad you like it, girls. I love it. And the lyrics are really close to my heart as well, because they're, about past experience, not so pleasant experience with an ex-partner, and, feeling and finding the strength afterwards, knowing that you won't take any crap anymore. You're stronger now.
Yeah, it must be a real release when you do sing about your own life. It's a really personal, close to home thing, and that's what, when we watch you, we can we love about you. Everything's very personal. Even the tracks that you select in your sets, it's all we can tell each and every one of them has a story, which we love, which is what we do.
Yes, you absolutely do. Love your set.
And have you got anything sort of exciting that you want to tell everyone that you're working on now? Well, you've probably got a long list, but
yeah, so at the moment, I'm working on tracks. I've got collabs coming up. There's going to be a release with Moggy Wawa. I've been working with a producer called Katt.
We know him well. He's amazing. Love his music. I'm looking forward to hearing that. That's going to be very dark. Is it deep, minimally type, or where have you gone with him? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, some of it's deep and minimal, and some of it's like he's taken a really cool direction with his music. Euphoric breakdown and just like real burst of energy, but like still really progressive and deep. And
he's fantastic. We really, really like his music, actually. Brilliant DJ.
He's an incredible producer. One to watch for the future, everyone. Collate, check him out.
Definitely. So what would be your sort of, it's a difficult one to pinpoint, what would be your number one biggest tip to DJs, producers, singers, songwriters? We all get asked it as DJs in interviews, but it's a really good question because everyone comes out with something. You kind of learn something. So, tell people something that you feel like they should learn from you.
Well, I would say just be true to yourself. Don't try and change because somebody wants you to change. Or, adapting is good. If you can adapt slightly and, expand on your skill to enhance and add diversity to what you're doing in some respect, then that's good because it adds a little bit more of an extra string to your bow. But you have to stay true to your sound and to what you feel in your heart as well. If you're a DJ and you're playing music that you don't love, people will know. They will look at your face and they'll say, what are you doing? Why are you even bothering? Because it speaks volumes. I've seen, a few DJs here and there, in passing, where I look at live streams and I watch people, what they're playing, and instantly, whether or not that person really wants to be playing that music. And then you start thinking, well, why are they? What's the reason? And everyone's got a story to tell, and I do understand that. But I think if you're in a position where you're not being true to yourself, then you're not going to shine. You're not going to flourish. You have to do what you love. You have to.
That's amazing. It's very, very similar to how we feel. Actually, completely. Just, stay true to yourself. Play what you love, and do your homework as well. We've always said, that the main thing is that putting the time into it will show in your sets. Yeah. If you just go and get things that are pre-done on Beatport, whatever, it's delving into those deep, dark songs and tracks that's going to get you out there. And make
absolutely
as well, which uniqueness is a big thing in the industry, because, you know, as females, as we all know, it's a difficult industry. Talking about that, tell us about your t-shirt. Yes. You're nearly coming to an end, but we'd love to have a t-shirt. So, it's a good time.
This is I am one of the unheard. The Unheard is a campaign that has been kickstarted by Eve Louise Horn at peakmusicuk.com. Head over to the website, and if you want to support, get yourself a t-shirt. There's a t-shirt if you are a supporter of the unheard, or if you are one of the unheard. I am one of the unheard. I am a female in the music industry, and yeah, I mean, there are so many people jumping on board with this campaign that Eve has put out there, and I'm one of those people, and so I'm helping her spread word. And all of the live streams that I've done this year so far, I've been wearing this t-shirt to try and support and raise awareness. So it's all about raising awareness and, you know, giving us females strength to fight for the equality that we deserve.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're very proud of you for doing that for, you know, for the females in this industry, because it's tough. It's a tough place to be. But we're, you know, there's so many amazing female artists and producers coming up now. I think lockdown has been a great time for us all to kind of push through and come out the other end even better. And that sort of leads us on to our final question, which is, you know, in short, how do you think lockdown has helped you develop as an artist? You know, in your singing and your DJing? Yeah,
okay. So lockdown has enabled myself and my partner XJ to develop learning how to do live streams, and we bought a webcam, and so, you know, we've expanded our knowledge there, and also just also learning to help others as well. I mean, not that I don't help others, but helping others with their streams and helping everybody to get their music out there, because everybody's been doing it. I mean, we've been stuck indoors, us DJs. We've wanted to get out there, and it has been quite saturated all across the board, but I think it's a great thing. I think, you know, it shows just how passionate we really are, that, you know, we're not going to be quiet. We're here to stay, and, you know, if take away our clubs, then, you know, we'll come on your screens, and, you know, and if you take away our screens, then we'll just, you know, we'll run to your gardens. We'll be there.
Yeah, love that. You know that. You will. And the first party back is going to be big. We all know that. Everyone's waiting at their doors, ready to jump out and go to either a garden party or some sort of rave. I think as DJs, you know, all of us have done really and actually enjoyed developing as live stream artists. It's been such an amazing journey for us all. Yeah,
it has.
We never have met you, so that exactly. We may have met you. It's in a virtual meeting. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you to Matty B and the In-Depth crew for bringing us all together.
Yeah, our little family.
Yeah.
Look, we'll close it off there. Thank you so much. You've told us all about yourself, and, you know, everyone needs to follow you, listen to your music, and you've just been a big inspiration to us as female DJs. Yeah. You know, just everything that we've watched you do and develop and stuff like that has been a big inspiration to us. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And also equally on my part, thank you, girls, because, you know, your energy that you bring to the stage it's magical. What you have is magical. So please never stop.
We won't. We'll do this together. We will. We nearly said that together. That would have been perfectly timed. Oh, thank you, and take care and look after yourselves.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, girls. Bye. It's been lovely. Thank you so much. Bye.